Scav talking. Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the Yuno Miles concert that I went to in Pontiac, Michigan. Lovely time. The adventure up there was great. We'll talk about it step by step. So, also big backpack, by the way. Just you guys already knew that, but it just happened to be because last raid was gonna be. I did try to record it, but there was some mic issues, and I got pissed off, and I just got them fixed, so we're doing it now. I'm going to be constantly tabbing back into to OBS to make sure that my mic didn't fucking take a vacation halfway through. Anyway, the drive up there, I was with my girlfriend and Stuart, who was driving. Very nice of him to drive all the way up there with us. Well, obviously he was going to the fucking concert too, so it's not like he was getting nothing out of it, but anyway, I've been to Detroit before for Death Grips, the band, not the activity of gripping somebody to death. Unless, of course, you got grip strength like that, or you got grippers like that. If that's the case, let me know. DM me. But I went to Detroit, and it's obviously a city in decline. I don't know. I don't think anybody thinks of Detroit and thinks, "Wow, it's a up-and-coming, vibrant, urban experience, a lovely city." There's a lot of jokes about Detroit, like, can't have shit in Detroit, everything gets stolen. There's a lot of crime there. Didn't see any crime up close in my face, but I could tell its heyday is long past, and that sucks. Joke all you want, but especially if you live there, it blows. But we were at downtown, but Pontiac, it's northwest of Detroit, which means we're going on the outskirts of Detroit. Wow, man, I thought I knew Urban Decay, but I don't know shit. Man, like outer Detroit is like depressing. Like vacant lots, like torn up concrete. Every block, if you get a block that has a building on a vacant lot, it's a strip mall. And the strip mall has, it has like a liquor store, a check cashing place, a dispensary because they legalized weed, fairly recently, I think. Like a check cashing place, dispensary, and a billboard for a dispensary. There's this place. I'm gonna give some free advertising, so all my Scav Talking viewers, make sure you go to this dispensary and tell them who sent you. Scav Talking. It's like Nugs or something, or Nuggets. I know Nugs is a weed term. I'm not a fucking degenerate, so I can't give you all the details on this. But it was the billboard was saying like D's Nugs, which very funny, very funny. Very funny even to see. One moment. In like 15-20 minutes maybe. Yep. Anyway. What was I saying? Good to see a bunch of like billboards and stuff, and every billboard is for the dispensary. Like, I do mean every single billboard. Like, in the vacant lot or next to the vacant lot, there's a big 20 feet up in the air billboard and it says D's Nugs on it. Across the street, there's another billboard for D's Nugs. And then literally, the funniest one I saw was a billboard, like a kind of shorter billboard, and then maybe 15 feet behind it was a tall billboard. Is that a person? It's not a person. I'm just tweaking. A tall billboard with the D's Nugs sign on it. And the dispensary in question was the nicest looking building in the entire area, other than like a fucking a car shop, or what was those called? It's just a car. It's not a car store, but like whatever. Words aside, vocabulary aside, and the dispensary was the nicest place in town. I was like, this is fucking depressing. Urban Decay writ large. Zhukov, no thanks. So yeah, that was all lovely to see. Glad to know that Detroit is locking it down for depressing architecture. Anyway, Pontiac itself, where the show is, like, we go to like a Holiday Inn. Shout out Holiday Inn Express. You guys are cool. The hotel room is it's just like a whatever hotel room. Anyway, we go to the Pontiac place, Like the it's called the Crowfoot. Crowfoot was pretty cool. We get there, it's a pretty small venue, but then again, it's fucking Yuno Miles, dude. If you listen to his music, you understand that, you know, he doesn't really not only draw in the biggest crowds in the world. That's pretty cool. But we get there, and you see his poster. I actually have one of those posters with his signature on it. I got a couple of videos, and I got a video of him. Me and him, I took a video of us together, and then also a picture of me and him. So that's pretty cool. You'll not be seeing it. It has me, and I don't want you guys to see me. So, you know, whatever. I noticed there's quite a few openers on it. There's 8 openers. 8 openers for a show. I don't know if you guys go to that many like live performances and stuff. Like, you go to a show, you know, you're not gonna get the main act right away. You get like one opener or something, like a lesser known artist or whatever. And they play their set, and then, you know, the main show comes out, usually with like a little bit of a delay. Doors for Yuno Miles were at 6 p.m. That means they open at 6, and you know, obviously, you know, you can obviously you don't have to get there at 6, but it's not like you're gonna get locked out or anything like that. But they start letting people in at 6, so we get there at like 6:40, 6:30, something like that. I know we were like, all right, probably doors at 6. Show starts at 7, opener, and then we go in. And I have to make this clear that when we bought the tickets, but VIP meet and greet tickets, obviously, but when we bought the tickets, it didn't say anything about 8 fucking openers. Nobody can pull off 8 openers. Nobody can pull off 8 openers. I don't care who you are. If you're the Rolling Stones, you can have openers, sure, but you can't have 8 of them. It's ridiculous. I never heard of any of these fucking people. And these were all, I learned later from talking to both the people doing the show and stuff like that, and the people there, and then the you know, the performers themselves, that this was their first show too. Apparently they all know Yuno Miles in real life. And you know, he was, you know, helping them out. Literally, we getting them out the hood with his show, which honestly, very cool. It's like literally he's helping out his friends. And that's great. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, he ruined the show because that. But fuck, dude, Yuno Miles came out on the stage like after 11 p.m. almost. So that was almost fucking 5 hours of waiting for dude. First act came out. This guy Essay, E-S-E-I. He only played 2 songs. And you think, oh wow, what a bash. He played 2 songs. Here's the dealio with that. I'll throw this on here. Actually, what the fuck am I doing? Oh, wait, no, this thing goes in here. He played Essay, which was like a real, like, you know, pump up the crowd song. And then I think it was a lot of people over in my section of the crowd were like, do it again, play it again, play it again. So he played it again. And then he's like, all right, we're playing a different song. He played this song, Slam It, I think it's Slam It on the Ground. Pick the pussy up and slam it on the ground. And he had like this fucking funny slideshow or whatever, this funny like recording in the background that he was playing of like a bunch of cats like jumping and falling. After that, played Essay a few more times because people were just like, play Essay, play Essay. Eventually he left. This other dude came out, and man, like after hearing the same song a few times, like, and also just like waiting, or like, where the fuck is Yuno Miles? And like this dude comes out, and it's like the worst fucking follow up. The crowd is like has used a lot of its energy up on like the first like bangers, because like, you know, of course, you know, banger song to hype up the crowd, you know, this and that and this and that, and you know, we'll get to the main event soon. I know it's another opener, and I don't know at what point I started dissociating and just being like, I don't give a fuck anymore. But there were 8 openers that came out, and I was drinking. It's me, my girlfriend, and Stu. We were all just fucking drinking, being like, what the fuck's going on? And I was pissing like a racehorse. And every time I went into the, what is this, an adapter? It is. Those are good. There would be people in there. I'm like, hey, listen, when you bought your tickets, did you know there were 8 openers? They're like, no, I didn't fucking know, dude. It was weird. I was like, well, Like I don't think you were able to, unless you looked at the Crowfoot website to see like what the act was, and you would see all the openers. But like once I bought the tickets in fucking beginning of November, and it got delayed due because he had COVID and he didn't have any time to rehearse. So, you know, finally waiting and waiting and waiting, and eventually, you know, he does this show and there's 8 openers. Yuno Miles himself though, I don't know if it was nerves or whatever. It was pretty good. Obviously, he knows his audience. His audience is willing to stand around for fucking 4 or 5 hours and slog through a bunch of literal Who artists just to get to the main event of Yuno Miles, this like meme rapper. And they did. To their credit, they did. It was a lot of Zoomers. There were some kids there with their dads. There was some old people in the audience too. I think they were just there because there's nothing else to really do in Pontiac. So they were just some old people there, just like looking all like, this is what does the town come to? You know, that type of look to them. You know, I can understand the annoyance there, but anyway. He's pretty good. He's got a few good songs. I played Four Wheeler. He did a bait and switch. The first line of Four Wheeler includes the hard R N-word, and he did it. And he didn't say the word and was waiting for the crowd to say it. And the crowd said it. And he's like, "Whoa, stop the show, stop the show! What was that, guys? What was that?" And everyone's like, "Oh." He's like, "All right, it's fine. I give you guys the N-word pass for this one song." And then, you know, that's pretty funny. He really knows his audience, that's for sure. And so he did a couple of jams, and then he was like, "All right, what else do you guys want to hear?" And it was basically like, you know, he's taking requests and stuff like that. A lot of his songs are not like long at all. Like, there's one Ford Focus, which is like 2 minutes at most. Some songs are like a minute and a half. There's some songs that are less than a minute. So, taking requests, who gives a fuck? You know, obviously he had to get a lot of goodwill back after making this wait for a billion years for him to come out. We asked him to play Essay, but he did not play it, sadly. Looks like Essay himself was the only man for the job. But everybody from his entourage, like all of his friends and stuff, they were coming out during his actual performance and like fucking around. So Essay came out again, and there's the last dude who went was really going like the last guy who went like before Yuno Miles himself came out was like really giving his all. I'm like, Jesus, like I gave him bad props. I talked to him after the show, and me and my girlfriend and Stuart were talking to him like, dude, you were given literally an impossible challenge, and you really rose to the occasion. And it was like awesome to see. Like, you're gonna go places. At least the level of energy will take him places. I don't know if he actually will. But yeah, it was, you know, he came out, but when he was playing his songs and stuff like that, they were playing them off YouTube or whatever in the background, because it's not like he can just like pull out the beat right then and there. So he would like open them up on YouTube, and nobody in the entourage had like not Spotify, but like YouTube Premium, so you could hear like an ad ahead of time, like before the actual song started playing. Some of them he stopped in the middle because he's like, "Nah, that shit is garbage. Turn that shit off. We're not doing that one right now." That was a little weird, but no, MOEAK, no thanks. Tarkov update happened, and I think they made it so like a lot less containers will spawn. If they don't have empty containers, they won't have anything, or something like that. So we're getting fewer containers than we normally do. Yeah. Other than that, you know, the weekend was just whatever. You know, the breakfast at the Holiday Inn Express was some real slop. Pork gravy, in quotes there on that pork. The pork sausage, those patties, it was shit. I didn't try the turkey ones, I tried the pork ones, but it was shit. The biscuits was actually not that bad. What else? Scrambled eggs with the gravy was fine by themselves, like real whatever. Coffee was just honestly a lot better than some of the McDonald's coffee I have. Every time I have McDonald's coffee, I know it's going to be terrible ahead of time. But I, for some reason, hold out hope that it's going to be good this time, and it never is. What else? There were these potatoes with rosemary. When combined with the gravy, pretty good by them on their own, just okay. The pancake press was out of order. Waffle press was out of order. The cereal selection looked like shit. So, you know, par for the course. Holiday Inn Express. aka express ticket to feeling like shit after eating their breakfast. And if you're eating, and I was hungover for the first time in like a long time. So I haven't drank much at all since New Year's. I think I had like 1 beer before the trip. But yeah, I was like, broke the streak of like drinking for real. I woke up hungover and I had to like contend with the hotel slop, and that was, you know, not super ideal. But we ball. The actual adventure, I'll say this, it was an adventure to go, and I had fun. The concert itself, I don't know. Nah, you know, like, I'm not gonna stay here and be like, that was one of the best concerts I've been to, those unforgettable experiences. That was unforgettable because I felt like I was like having a fever dream or something. I was like, is this real? Like 8 openers? What the fuck is going on? That was a little Anyway, I think I might listen to Issei after this. I don't really care what Issei or he say or she say. All I care about is Issei. I don't know. I think that's how it goes. And listen to that and pick the pussy up and slam it on the ground. Just lyrical masterpieces coming out of Detroit. Yeah. I don't know. From a Yuno Miles concert though, quality's about what I would expect. There was actually he was doing an Instagram live before he came on. He was outside the venue. He wasn't even at the venue. He wasn't even like outside it either. He was like in some random Pontiac street, like fucking around. It's like, dude, it's quite disrespectful, my man. Like, you're not even here. In fact, right before he came out, like, one of his entourage was like, yo, listen, sorry to do this to you guys, but you know, Yuno's not here. He said, peace out. He said it's late. I'm just gonna go to bed. And everybody knew he was fucking around, but I was like, well, I was like, man, I honestly wouldn't put it past this motherfucker at this point to just be like, oh, fuck it, the ultimate Yuno Miles, fuck you. I'm just gonna leave. Like, ugh. But he didn't, so whatever. What else? I can't crawl through the puddle on my tummy. That's what else. What else? I don't know. Some of the dudes that were in front of me, one of them, he threw a can, like an empty Modelo can, at somebody on the stage, and then they threw it back at him, and then he got like hauled out by a bunch of security guys. And then later on in the show, he just came back through the front door, and they just let him in again because the people at the front weren't told about what happened at the back. So him and his friends just got in again. That was pretty funny. Well, there's a guy dressed up as Abe Lincoln because there's a Abraham Lincoln song. And then there were some people in banana outfits and stuff. There are a lot of young kids. You know, whatever. He's a Zoomer rapper, so I'm not surprised. See anybody else in costume? Not really. Oh yeah, there was a guy in a Spider-Man costume, who was up on stage for a little bit, and he was just like a random like person in the crowd. I got a picture with him at the bar, me soy facing and him going like, "Oh my God, whoa." Yeah, it's just, you know, it was a fun time. The actual experience, like the show itself, I'm gonna be talking about this one for a while, you know. It's the baseline. The baseline of shows for me is when I saw Carpenter Brute. Great opener. Wait around for about an hour and 10 minutes. DJ comes on stage. He's a fucking French DJ, of course. He comes out after about an hour and change. He plays only the songs that everybody knows, but they're all good. You know, it's a good light show, not too crazy. You know, he has very little energy. He's like a fucking 40-year-old French guy. At the end, he teases like he's gonna leave, and then we say one more song, and then he plays the song that he always plays at the last bit, and then he leaves, and it was fine. And I enjoyed I enjoyed it despite like it being my first like real show experience. It's like the baseline of like what all shows should be. Best show I've ever been to was Helter was Perturbator Health with Street Sex opening, and I'm gonna be seeing Health again in March. So that should be pretty exciting. Street Sex opened. It was like a 25-minute opener, and it was like a fucking wild time. Where like the main guy was like, I didn't know this, but he has like really long like white hair, and so he was wearing like a bald cap or whatever, and then like after 2 songs, his like he just took the ball cap off and his hair like cascades down, and then like he like runs into the crowd and like disappears for like a song because it's like an instrumental song. And then the next one comes out and he has a fucking chainsaw and he's running through the crowd and he's like swinging it around and going crazy. He gets up on stage with a chainsaw. He's like swinging it around. That's great. And then Perturbator comes out, and it's another French group, but a lot more energy than fucking Carpenter Brute, because these aren't like a fucking 45-year-old geriatric French guy. Well, all French people, all they know is fucking stinky foot, fucking no bathe and lie. These guys really doing like hair spins and stuff, because it's more of a metal punk sort of thing. Them and Health have a collab song, so they do their collab song, and then Health leaves again. Perturbator does their set. It's like an hour and change, which is, you know, quite a bit of playing. Like a good amount of music for, you know, for even for one show. I'd be perfectly happy with that was their entire show. Like the entire show that I paid for, because I paid, this is like $25 tickets, which $25 tickets is like pretty fucking cheap. It is pretty cheap. And then there's like a little intermission. It's like 30 minutes intermission, maybe 30 minutes for intermission is pretty fucking short. And then Health comes on, and it's like another hour and a half of fucking like hard, heavy, fucking intense jam. Like, Jesus, I was not the biggest Health fan before the show, and after the show was over, I was like, Health is the real fucking deal. We're so back. This shit is so cool. Yeah, so that's, you know, I mean, making a fan like from your show, like somebody, I was going there for Perturbator, but I went with Stuart, and Stuart was a Health fan first. He didn't really know much about Perturbator, and it's whatever, fine. And then he left with, you know, he enjoyed it, you know. He enjoyed his time. All this other shit, who cares? We'll take the ears and this and that, sell everything else. Who gives a heck?
Ну что, неплохой день, господа.
So, Yuno Miles on the worst end. That's just because his 8 openers and, you know, the waiting. But honestly, whatever, you know, I still had fun with it. Yuno Miles retrospective. Yuno Miles has fallen. God damn it. Oh boy, I turned into my fucking 7-hour YouTuber video essay on the Yuno Miles concert. It's a deep allegory for fucking analog horror games like Freddy Fazbear. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. See you guys next time. Peace out.